Sorry. Didn't mean to startle you. I couldn't help but notice you admiring the Queen's entourage. Ah, I see. So you're interested in being a lady-in-waiting. Glamorous, right? Imagine yourself swanning around in fabulous gowns, hobnobbing with royalty, and possibly starring in your own Netflix series. Now hold on there, dear. Don't you start planning your gown for the royal ball so soon. There's a lot to know about being a lady-in-waiting. You can't just go in all willy-nilly, but if you want, I can certainly set you on the right path. Ah, eager to learn, are you? Perfect. I like that. That's the right kind of attitude for this job. All right then. By the time I'm done, you'll be the best lady-in-waiting who ever laid in wait. Now then. Let's start with the basics first. What exactly is a lady-in-waiting? A lady-in-waiting, or court lady, is a female personal assistant who attends to a royal woman or high-ranking noblewoman. Historically, in Europe, a lady-in-waiting was typically a noblewoman herself, though she held a lower rank than the lady she served. Now let's take a closer look. Ladies-in-waiting were confidants and diplomats in the early medieval period, essential to queens like those in the Merovingian and Carolingian dynasties. By the 12th century, queens of France had their own households with noblewomen serving as their ladies-in-waiting. Fast forward to the Tudor court of Henry VIII, where ladies-in-waiting like Anne Boleyn and Jane Seymour started as attendants and ended up queens themselves. The Renaissance took this role to new heights, making ladies-in-waiting public figures with fancy hierarchies and expanded duties. They were no longer just background characters. They played significant parts in the ceremonial court life of Italy, Burgundy, and France. Thus, the lady-in-waiting was less about being a pretty prop and more about being a jack, or rather a Jill of all trades. So now that you know your history, you're all ready to start, right? Well, no, not exactly. Now hold on. This career can make or break you, literally. You don't want to just rush in without knowing what you're getting into, right? That's a good lass. So let's learn a bit about your job responsibilities. This is where the magic happens. Your duties will depend on your rank. You see, lady-in-waiting is a generic term. Female courtiers had many different roles and hierarchies. In England, for instance, there's the First Lady of the Bedchamber. Historically, this role was sometimes called Gentlewoman of Her Majesty's Bedchamber. Very posh, right? The Queen will have ladies of the bedchamber, typically wives or widows of peers ranked above Earl, and a mistress of the robes, usually a duchess, who's basically the top dog in the Queen's female entourage. The mistress of the robes is the royal event planner, juggling ladies-in-waiting schedules, attending fancy events, and making sure everyone knows how to curtsy at state ceremonies. During the 17th and 18th centuries, this role often overlapped with or was replaced as First Lady of the Bedchamber. However, no matter the rank, your day starts early. You'll be waking up at the crack of dawn to help Her Royal Highness get ready for the day. This means everything from choosing the perfect outfit to ensuring every hair is in place. Imagine being a personal stylist, but with way more pressure. Next, you'll also need to master the art of bowing, curtsying, and all manner of fancy greetings. And remember, it's not just about doing it, it's about doing it gracefully. Simply being with the Queen, especially when you're all glammed up, adds to her importance and demands respect. On top of helping her dress and bathe, you will also be the Queen's confidant and entertainer. Think singing, playing instruments, and dancing in her private chambers. And forget about prioritizing your own family. You're the Queen's shadow, 24/7. Plus, you'd be a star in the court's public life, always by the Queen's side at ambassadorial receptions and glamorous parties. To prepare for this dazzling role, you'd need to master several languages. After all, a lady-in-waiting has to be fluent in the art of conversation. Sorry. But these language skills will also come in handy should you decide you want to apply for a foreign court position. Different courts had different structures for their ladies-in-waiting. Let's take a look at France's, for instance. Now, if you thought the English court was complicated, wait until you hear about the intricacies of the French court. The number of ladies-in-waiting increased considerably over the centuries and consisted of a hierarchy of 6 ranks. The highest-ranking female courtier in the French royal court was the surintendante de la maison de la reine, the mistress of the robes. Both she and the governess of the children of France were the only female office holders to swear loyalty to the king. The second highest rank was the première dame d'honneur, the first lady of honor, who could stand in for the surintendante and was responsible for hiring and supervising female courtiers, as well as managing the Queen's daily routine and expenditures. The third rank was held by the Dame d'Atour, the lady of the court, who supervised the Queen's wardrobe, jewelry, and dressing. The fourth rank belonged to the dames, named Dame d'Honneur, a lady of honor, who served as companions and assisted with court functions. This position was abolished in 1674 and replaced by the Dame de Palais, 12 married noblewomen with similar tasks. The fifth rank was the filles d'honneur or demoiselles d'honneur, maids of honor, unmarried noble daughters who served as companions, learned etiquette and sought spouses, supervised by the very strict gouvernante and the sous-gouvernante. The sixth rank was the première femme de chambre, the first chambermaid. She was responsible for preparing the Queen's clothes, cosmetics, and other items for the dressing and undressing ceremonies, and she supervised the chambermaids. She also held the keys to the Queen's rooms and could recommend or deny audiences, making her position very powerful at court. So, what do you think? A little too complicated, huh? That's enough talk of different courts, then. I'd say by now you could waltz into any royal ball and fit right in. But watch out! No scandals, please. Keep it classy, lest you be used in political power plays. Oh, did I not mention that part? It's quite simple, really. A lady-in-waiting can enhance the Queen's reputation, but with a single ill-placed rumour, she can just as easily destroy it. You see, smearing the reputation of a lady-in-waiting was an effective political tool against a monarch. Take Catherine de' Medici's crew in 16th century France, for instance. Called the Flying Squadron, they were a group of 80 ladies-in-waiting, personally trained by the Queen herself. They were famously accused of being spies, using their charm and seduction skills on unsuspecting noblemen to advance the Queen's power. This was allegedly the result of her numerous enemies spreading rumours to discredit the Queen, and that's something you'll have to be careful of in the future. Now, dear, you've come all this way. Let's not get discouraged. The benefits are just as great as the risks. Being a lady-in-waiting gives you direct access to the Queen, who could influence the King and the entire court. This access was a golden ticket to push your family's petitions and career ambitions. Forget about a paycheck. The real currency here was social and political advancement. Many ladies-in-waiting took on the role purely for the prestige and the chance to exercise some serious behind-the-throne power. Take the bedchamber crisis of 1839, for example. Queen Victoria threw a royal fit against Conservative leader Robert Peel when he tried to swap out some of her favourite ladies for his own political cronies. That's how high your value is if you're good at your job. Well then, I'd say you're primed and ready. I've passed on all my wisdom. It's your show now. Step into the court and leave your mark. Not too shabby a job, if you ask me.